Have you ever felt like something in your life was slowly draining you, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? Maybe it's the people around you, the ones who seem harmless at first, but gradually chip away at your energy, your sense of self, and your peace of mind. In today's video, we're going to uncover 5 powerful, yet often subtle signs that someone in your life might be doing just that. Draining your energy, manipulating your reality, and even stealing parts of your soul. These signs might not be obvious at first, but once you learn how to spot them, you'll have the tools to protect yourself from these toxic influences before they do any more damage. You don't need to worry about people with horns or tails. These manipulators often look just like anyone else, blending in while quietly eroding your well-being. I invite you to stick with us until the very end. Recognizing these red flags could transform the way you navigate relationships and protect your inner peace. By the time this video is over, you'll understand how to identify and break free from these harmful influences in your life. Let's dive in and start this journey to reclaim your energy, clarity, and self-worth. The energy vampire. Have you ever had an interaction with someone that left you utterly drained, even though you didn't physically exert yourself? It's as if your emotional energy was siphoned away without you even realizing it. These are the energy vampires, individuals who feed off your emotions, leaving you feeling mentally worn out and completely exhausted. At first, their behavior might not be obvious. It can start subtly. Maybe they begin by sharing their struggles or pouring out their emotions. As a compassionate person, you listen, you empathize, you offer your support, you feel good, thinking you're helping. But when the conversation ends, you realize you feel like you've just run a marathon. Mentally and emotionally spent, you're left drained, while they seem perfectly fine, maybe even more energized. This isn't just coincidence. It's a deliberate form of emotional manipulation. These energy vampires tend to monopolize every conversation, constantly making it about themselves. Even if you try to talk about something important in your life, they twist the conversation to fit their own narrative. They make everything about them. No matter how much you give, whether it's your attention, time, or emotional energy, it never feels like enough. They take and take without giving anything in return, and over time, this dynamic leaves you feeling depleted, anxious, and unbalanced. Buddhism offers us a profound lesson here, especially in relation to the concept of attachment. The Buddha often spoke of how attachment leads to suffering. We become attached to people, situations, and outcomes, believing they will bring us happiness. But when someone continually takes from us without ever giving back, this attachment becomes a form of emotional depletion, leading to suffering. True compassion and connection do not leave us empty. They uplift us. In the Buddhist teachings, we also find the concept of the middle path, a balanced approach to life. When we practice mindfulness, we start to recognize when we're giving too much, when we're caught in one-sided relationships. Mindfulness allows us to see when we need to step back and protect our emotional health. In such relationships, practicing detachment is crucial. Not detaching from people, but from unhealthy patterns that drain us. The Buddha famously said, "Just as a flower does not pick and choose the bees that come to it, so we should not pick and choose the people who come into our lives. But we do have the power to choose how we respond." You have the power to decide how much of yourself you give in a relationship. Compassion should never come at the cost of your emotional well-being. You can still be kind and understanding, but it's vital to recognize when you're being drained and to set healthy boundaries to protect your energy. 2. The isolation tactic. Another common sign of a toxic individual is when they begin to isolate you from your friends, family, and support system. This manipulation doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, deliberate process that often starts with small, seemingly innocent comments like, "Did you notice how your sister seemed annoyed when you were talking?" Or, "Your friends only call when they need something from you." At first, these comments might seem harmless, They may even feel like the person is just being protective or concerned for you. But over time, this person begins to plant seeds of doubt about the people you care about. Slowly, they start creating a false narrative that you don't really need anyone else except them. They make you feel like your family and friends don't understand you, and that they are the only one who truly cares for you. As you continue to hear these negative remarks, you start to believe it. Over time, you may find yourself pulling away from your loved ones, believing that this one person is the only one who truly understands you. The more isolated you become, the more control they gain over you. They want you to depend on them, because when you do, you are under their control. Buddhism teaches us about interdependence, the understanding that we are all interconnected and that our well-being is tied to the relationships we nurture. The Buddhist teachings on right association, samanyana, emphasize the importance of surrounding ourselves with wise, compassionate, and supportive people. Just as a lotus flower grows in the muddy waters but remains pure, we too need a supportive environment to help us grow and thrive, even in difficult circumstances. There's a Buddhist story about Mattaya, a monk who was manipulated by his teacher to believe that the teacher was the only one who truly understood him. Over time, this teacher subtly isolated Mattaya from the other monks, making him believe they weren't spiritually aligned. However, when Mattaya encountered the Buddha, he learned that true wisdom and growth come from maintaining healthy relationships with others, people who challenge us, support us, and help us stay grounded. This story shows us how dangerous isolation can be. When someone isolates us from the people who truly care about us, they are preventing us from seeing the truth. They distort our perception, making us believe that they are the only one who can help us. Right association helps us stay connected to the truth and provides a reality check when we need it most. 3. Reality distortion. A third red flag of a toxic person is when they manipulate your reality and make you question your own perceptions. This is often referred to as gaslighting. Gaslighting is a psychological tactic that makes you doubt your memory, your emotions, and even your sanity. Over time, this can create confusion and insecurity, leaving you vulnerable and unsure of yourself. For example, you might clearly remember a conversation or event, but when you bring it up, they vehemently deny it ever happened. Or they twist your words or actions to make you feel like you're the one who's misinterpreting reality. They may also promise things and then later claim they never said anything of the sort. This kind of behavior leaves you questioning what's true and who you can trust. Buddhism offers us a valuable lesson here in mindfulness and clarity. The Buddha taught that clarity and truth come from seeing things as they truly are, not through the lens of confusion or delusion. When someone tries to distort your reality, they are leading you away from clarity, and the path to truth becomes clouded. The Buddha also taught about right mindfulness, being fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This practice helps us stay grounded in our own truth, which is essential when dealing with gaslighting. If you're constantly questioning your own perceptions, you lose touch with your inner wisdom. One of the Buddha's famous teachings is about the Four Noble Truths, which help us understand how suffering arises from attachments to false beliefs and misperceptions. In the case of gaslighting, the suffering arises from the attachment to someone else's distorted narrative of reality. The Buddha's teachings on right view encourage us to see things clearly and not allow ourselves to be misled by others' manipulations. Over time, you might begin to feel like you've lost yourself completely. The person you once were, full of dreams, passion, and self-belief, seems to fade away. In its place is a version of yourself filled with self-doubt and insecurity, constantly seeking validation from the very person who is diminishing you. Buddhism teaches us about the importance of self-awareness and mindfulness in recognizing when we are losing touch with our true selves. The Buddha often spoke about how we should not be attached to fleeting aspects of our identity, whether it be our achievements, our possessions, or the approval of others. These things are impermanent and ultimately cannot define us. What truly matters is reconnecting with our inner wisdom, our true nature, and understanding that our worth is not dependent on anyone else. The Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." This is an important reminder that our value comes from within. No one has the right to diminish our sense of self. It's essential to recognize when someone is slowly stealing our identity and to take steps to protect our sense of self-worth. The story of Angulimala, a notorious bandit who had lost himself to violence, offers a powerful lesson. After encountering the Buddha, he realized that his true self was hidden beneath the layers of violence and delusion. With the Buddha's guidance, he reclaimed his true nature and renounced his harmful ways. Similarly, we can reclaim our true self by recognizing when we've been manipulated and by choosing to heal from the wounds inflicted by toxic people. And there you have it, the 5 signs to watch out for: the energy vampire, the isolator, the reality-bending gaslighter, the Jackal and Hyde personality, and the soul thief. Now that you're aware of these toxic behaviors, it's time to take the next step. Recognizing these patterns is just the beginning. Breaking free from them takes true courage. Start by rebuilding your support network and distancing yourself from anyone who drains you. Whether it's setting firm boundaries or cutting ties completely, the power to reclaim your life and peace is in your hands. Healing takes time, but with patience, self-care, and the right resources, you can restore your emotional well-being. Remember, if any of these signs resonate with you, seeking professional help, such as a therapist who specializes in trauma or emotional abuse, can make a world of difference. Thank you for tuning in to Buddhist Wisdom Daily. Always remember, you deserve relationships that uplift and empower you, not ones that steal your energy and peace. Trust yourself, protect your boundaries, and keep moving forward on your journey to healing. If this video resonated with you, please hit subscribe for more empowering insights and share it with someone who might need this information. Together, we can create a world filled with compassion, awareness, and self-respect. Take care and keep shining your light.